Hello everybody. In this video we're going to talk about one new thing in Aspen Plus that we didn't mention before. But before we talk about this new thing, I just want to give a short introduction about this feature and why we need this. Uh, in all the previous videos, while we will like learning the blocks in Aspen Plus and what each block does and stuff like this. Uh, we knew that when I pick for instance, the heat exchanger, I know that this is a unit that does exchange between heat or exchanges the heat between two streams, and that the software knows that. Yeah, so this is a very important point, that the software knows that this shape or this icon or this block does a heat exchange between two streams. So all the equations that describe this process are already embedded in this block. So all what I need to do is to connect the inlets and the outlets and to give the block the needed information so that it can do the calculations. I didn't worry at all about the type of calculations or the equations that are being used. I know the scientific basis, but I'm not worried about defining these equations. And this is because this block has built-in equations that do everything for me. The same for here, for the distillation columns, for absorbers, for strippers, for mixers, for anything. There are built-in equations in each one of these blocks that does or that do the calculations, and I have to just define the inputs and connect the streams in the right way so that it can do the calculations properly. And that's why the software is powerful, because it saves me a lot of time. However, there are some processes and some units that are not available in Aspen Plus. There are no blocks, for instance, that can describe a process like membrane separation. If you look at all these things here, you can see like a bunch of different things, but there is nothing that describes the membrane separation. So if I have a process that includes a step of membrane separation, then I'm gonna be stuck here, because I, I, I don't know how to describe this or how to put something that describes this block. Um, or there is no block here that has the built-in equations that describe the membrane separation. So in such cases, there is kind of a tweak that we can do, or a solution that can be used in Aspen Plus, which is in the separator tab here. In the separator tab, we have 5 different things here. We talked about the first 3. The first one was discussed in details in a previous video, which is the simple flash separation, and we did the calculations for this before. The flash 3 is for 2 liquid phases, so you have vapor and 2 liquid phases, and for the decanter, it's for 2 liquid streams. So there is no vapor phase here. So these 3 have a scientific basis. There are equations that describe the process or the type of separation that takes place in the either the flash or the 3 component flash or the 2 liquid phases flash or drum, or the decanter. But for these two, if you take a look here, it's gonna say that it's a component splitter. It separates components based on specific flows or split fractions. The same here, it's component 2 outlet components separator that separates components into 2 outlet streams based on flows and purities. So what these do, or the reason we have these blocks here, to kind of give a solution to the absence of some separation processes in Aspen Plus. So I know that each separation unit separates or produces at least 2 streams with different compositions, different from each other and from the feed stream. And this is what these two blocks do. I'm gonna pick this for now, and let's say for the previous flow sheet that we did before that has the ammonia removal from water process using absorption and stripping columns. The outlet gas stream uh, contained 95, it's almost 80% ammonia with 5% water and 5% air and 15% water. And let's say that this process contains one more step after the ammonia production, which is the purification of ammonia using a membrane separation unit. And as I mentioned, there is no membrane separation here, so the component splitter can help me do this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna call it the ammonia purifier, for instance, and I'm gonna connect this as a feed. You can add one feed stream or two or more feeds or more than one feed stream if you want. And of course you have to have two or more, at least two outlet streams, otherwise the unit will be useless. So I'm gonna have these two outlet streams. I'm gonna call it, for instance, the ammonia pure, or call it pure ammonia, and I'm gonna call the other stream the air and water. So based on the what I mentioned about this block, it seems that the inputs will be very simple, which are how much of the feed will go in the top product, or in this stream, and how much is gonna go in this stream. In this case, it's not top and bottom product. I'm gonna be talking about the retentate and the raffinate streams for the membrane separations. So what I'm gonna find here is that it asks me which outlet stream that I'm interested in, and for this outlet stream, what's the split fraction or the flow. I can do either of them. So I know that I want a lot of ammonia coming out of the this, or in the stream, which is the pure ammonia stream. So I'm gonna say that maybe 0.90 8%. It's 98% of the ammonia coming in this stream, and 1% and 1% of air and water coming out of this stream. So the balance will go to the other stream, of course, because we have two streams. In case you have three streams, then you have to define split fractions for two out of the three. So you have to be n minus 1, where n is the number of streams. So this is all what I need to define, and then I'm gonna click run. So it's very simple, straightforward. There are no complex calculations. You can do these calculations manually, by the way. So there is no complex thing, or no hidden equations inside. So for the results, you'll see that it did exactly what you asked it to do. So for the mole flows, this is the 95 kilomoles per hour of ammonia. I have 93 going here and 1.9 going here. The 5.9, I have 5.85, which is 99% of it going here, and the 1%, which is this going here. 18 has the 1% here and the other here. So for the mole fractions, this is giving me more than 99%. It's 99.7% of the in the ammonia, the pure ammonia. It has the purity of 99.7%, and the other stream is um, almost water and air. So the component splitter is a good solution for such cases, assuming that you know exactly how much separation that's gonna take place when you use this unit, which is the membrane. So maybe I can call it ammonia membrane, so that it reflects what I need to do more accurately. The difference between this and this is only that this allows only two outlets. So this is more general than the SEP2. So the SEP2 will only allow two outlet streams, and the input will be very much or pretty much the same. So I'm not going to go through this. You can check it by yourself. And also one other thing that can confirm that this is just a hypothetical block, It's exactly like what we did before with the manipulators for the multiplier or the duplicator. There is nothing like this in reality, but it's something that you do for the sake of simulation, or for like making something your life easier. So here you see that other shapes will be icon 1, icon 2, icon 3. So it's not like what we saw in the heat exchangers. For instance, there is the when we chose this block, there is the shell side is the hot stream, the tube side is the cold stream, or there are different things, and each has different like different function, and it 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 makes a difference when you use other block, and you have to make sure that the connections are right. But here they're just icons because they only do component splitting. There is nothing like specific in there related to each one of these icons. So I hope it helps, and I'll see you in the next video, inshallah. Goodbye.